Hi, everybody. Um, I'm Anshulika Dubey, and I'm the 2015 batch of Ink Fellows. Um, I want to take you guys away from a lot of talks about, technology and science to the space of arts and culture. So, I'm a literature student who went on to build a tech company. And before that, I went to McKinsey. And that journey of running my tech company also led me to become a film producer. So I've been a bit of an anomaly, but the common thread in my journey has been the fact that I've been deeply passionate about uplifting the arts and culture sector in India. So my first company that I started about a decade back was called Wishberry. It was India's first crowdfunding platform for creative artists. And that helped around about 1,000 creative projects raise around $4 million from 100,000 people across the world. And in the last 2 years, just before the pandemic, I also extended the company towards film producing. And that entire journey of making about 8 films led me to start something new now, which is my second entrepreneurship drive, which is called the Writers Inc. Institute. As the name suggests, Writers Inc. is aiming to be India's first and premier skill building activity in the space of writing. We believe that India has a lot of stories to tell. And in my film producing journey, I realized while reading a lot of scripts that India's engineers didn't want to be engineers anymore. And half of the scripts that I read were written by engineers. So there's a lot of career switches happening. But when an engineer or anybody decides to get into the space of writing, like we have a lot of premier institutions like, the IIM is for MBA or IITs are for, is for all sorts of technology. We don't have a dedicated university of writing that can become that can give you career growth and career visibility as to if you wanted to be a writer, what is the path forward? The clarity that a lot of engineers have when they want to be engineers and want to get into the space of engineering. So our aim is to build that career visibility, career growth, and obviously develop the skill of writing. So what we're doing in our first phase is that we're focusing on screenwriting in the space of entertainment. And the reason why we began with this is that we believe that storytelling is a really powerful medium to talk about some of the most, some of the biggest social issues in the world. I mean, just last week I was in LA to attend the Indian Film Festival, and I watched this brilliant movie called Joram, which is at its heart a story about a father and a husband losing his entire family, but he's a tribal, and the story is about displacement at the hands of, mindless development. So when a filmmaker really shows you and humanizes the statistics of a problem, that's when we understand the gravity of the problem. So you will always require artists and storytellers to talk about some of the pressing issues that are facing the world today. Something like, don't look up. I mean, a lot of statistics on climate change cannot make us as scared of climate change as when we watch movies like Inconvenient Truth or Don't Look Up. So that's why we decided that we're going to use this medium of entertainment. We're going to train people on writing stories, impactful stories, and use entertainment really as a way to create impact. But with all this, dreams of doing that, we realized that India really faces an acute shortage of screenwriting talent. I mean, we have about, 4,000 engineering schools, but only 25 film schools. So what we did was that we thought, why not study some of the best institutes in the world, whether they are the American Film Institute or even the Sundance Institute, and talk to a lot of people who wanted to get into screenwriting to understand how will they value a writing program today. Because these are people who are ready to start making films. Now, if you ask them to go get a 4-year degree in writing, that wasn't going to happen. So we had to give them something that was made for India and made for what they wanted. So we understood all these models, and we put together a team of faculty from Tisch, NYU, Columbia, and AFI. And they came up with a unique delivery model. They created a 12-week accelerated screenwriting program that was delivered by the international faculty. And the curriculum was what we call glocal, which is it taught local stories in a fashion that everybody could understand across the world. And across all formats of films, web series, short films, and so on. The result of that experiment led to us launching our first pilot last year. So we launched something called the Feature Film Screenwriting Lab, where we took 30 aspiring writers and filmmakers across regions and genders of India. And we put them through this 12-week accelerated screenwriting program, during which they were not only learning the fundamentals of screenwriting, they were also developing individually a script that they were writing. Because, when you're learning something, you want to apply it so that you know what you're really learning. And these are the faculty members who taught them storytelling structures, world building, character development to really come up with their stories. And at the end of 12 weeks, we were ready with 30 scripts. We also had a lot of industry guests come up to talk about, these are some of the, largest and the most popular writers and filmmakers in India and abroad. At the end of the 12 weeks, we called all the largest producers in the world, and we unleashed these 30 stories on them. And all the 30 writers went through their stories one by one. And as you can see, about 50% of the companies were very interested in learning more. So they called 90% of our scripts, and 3 of them got announced to be made into films this year as well. So a producer came up to me and said that this is by far the highest yield I have seen in a screenwriting program, because we go to a lot of these places, but we're really not able to find some great stories. This is just the beginning. And we hope that we continue doing this every year with different cohorts of screenwriters and aspiring writers. And we want to really focus on 4 areas, which is global storytelling, impact, entertainment for impact. We really want them to give career guidance and mentorship. It is not really about making films and their films. It's about saying that you are a Writers Inc. alumni, and from here on, you have a community. You can move forward. We will get you jobs, we will get you placed, we will get you projects that you can professionally work on, and obviously make your own movies. And of course, we want to make sure that all our cohorts are diverse when it comes to regions of India. So we have like 4 large regions of India with different types of people coming in. So we want to make sure that everybody studies together and studies with each other so that our stories can be authentic. Thank you.